Hello and welcome in to Seguin, Texas, as we're all set for SCAC conference play between the McMurry Warhawks and the Texas Lutheran Bulldogs. Running through the starting lineup for the Warhawks, it'll be Beckham Paul, followed by Tatum Black, Colin Bruning, Scout Smith, Ray doing the DH duties, followed by Enriquez at second, Hollis at catcher, Sylvester at shortstop, and Buski in right field. And pitching for the Bulldogs today will be Tristan McGowan. Cole Isaacson joined alongside Josh Muchagemba. Running through that lineup, it's a new one for McMurray. What should we expect today?
Yeah, well, you got Texas Lutheran looking for the early conference sweep here over the Warhawks, who come in early ranked, preseason ranked after a fantastic 2025 campaign. A little bit of a shaky start here in 2026, so they're looking to find a lineup that can get them back into something that Josh Lee's group can maybe find some comfort with as they go through the rest of the conference schedule here coming up soon in the SCAC.
McGowan making his second start of the season, coming off of a start where he went 6 innings, allowed 4 hits, no earned runs, struck out 4, only walked 1 through 3 complete games last season. And that's of note because, as we talked about across this series with Texas Lutheran's pitching strategy, they will just throw guys until they can't throw anymore. Texas Lutheran looking for their 3rd consecutive complete game in this series.
Yeah, big part there for the Bulldogs. They're going to have the entire bullpen ready should they need it. Although the guys warmed up a lot on Friday, but never actually got to come into the game. So we'll see if those arms are still good. But, yeah, it should be good. We got the wind blowing out. We'll see how much that plays a part of it because McMurray hitting a lot of balls in the air on Friday. Those could carry out today where they were knocked down pretty much at the warning track a little bit in front of that. But we'll see if their power can shine through today or if McGowan can keep the ball low and force a lot of ground balls, line drives, those types of things.
A rare sight at the home of the Bulldogs. The wind blowing out instead of blowing in should make for an interesting dynamic. Beckham Paul ready to walk up to the plate. We're about ready to get going in this one. Paul, a .346 average in his 7th start of the season, out in center field today. One of the middle-of-the-order bats for McMurray last year that's been called upon to get a promotion in the leadoff spot so far this season, where he is again today. Ready to go. First pitch from Seguin is driven out to left field, but shallow. And Barrera under it for out number 1 quickly.
Yeah, I talked about getting the ball in the air. McMurray does that on the first pitch, but didn't quite get all of it. So an easy fly out there to start us off. But, yeah, .347. You like what he's doing at the top of the order. You mentioned middle of the order last year. One of the returning guys from last year. They don't have a whole lot off that super regional team, so trying to get them going, but good contact to get started, but just couldn't quite get it all.
Tatum Black into the batter's box, takes strike 1. Black a .409 average, having a good series, slug nearly at 600. Mention how new this lineup is. Black, one of the new additions to it, was more of a depth piece for them last season. This is fouled off, out of play. Brings the count to 0-2. It's Beckham Paul and Colin Bruning, the only 2 regulars returning in this lineup out of 9 guys.
Yeah, Bruning on deck. So we'll see how McGowan goes here. He's looking pretty comfortable first 3 pitches of the game.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3 and the first strikeout of the day for Tristan McGowan.
Yeah, very comfortable at this point. 4 pitches, 2 outs. Pretty sure that was the exact game plan that TLU had coming into this one.
And we already know the pitch count doesn't really matter at this point. It's just how effective you are. He might have a good pitch count when it's all said and done if he keeps rolling like this. Colin Bruning into the batter's box, and he gets hit on the first pitch. So there goes the perfect game right away.
Hey, he's just looking for more of a challenge out there today. It's like, I got to get a runner on so I can go from the stretch.
I'll have the opportunity to do that. Scout Smith walking into the batter's box. Smith at third base today, a .292 average on the season through 6 games. The slugging at .583. Warhawks could use some of that today. Big swing and a miss at the first pitch.
Yeah, when we say the wind's blowing out, it does blow out to right field a little bit more. He had the lefty Bruning up. It was the first lefty of the game that we'd seen, so, not saying that he didn't want to face a lefty, so he just put him on like that, but I'm not saying he didn't.
Breaking ball inside, swung on and missed. And the count once again 0-2. McGowan has not been behind in the count a lot so far.
Just been dominating here early on, especially against these righties.
The 0-2 pitch, trying to finish off this inning. A chopper to third. Elizondo throws the short way, and that will do it for the first frame. McGowan, a strong start, holds McMurry scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Welcome back. Bottom of the first here on the campus of Texas Lutheran University, running through the Bulldogs starting lineup. It'll be Bourgeois to lead things off, followed by the third baseman Elizondo. Small in right field, Adam Peavy at first base, Sprenzel, Barrera, Cooper Jen, Cravens and Spires to round things out for the Bulldogs. And on the mound for McMurray, it's Hagen Tate. One start this season, 2.2 innings pitched, gave up 5 earned runs, walked 4, only struck out 1. Trying to bounce back here against TLU, starts with ball 1 on the check swing, didn't go around.
Yeah, watched him a little bit in his bullpen warm-up. He was pretty good with fastballs coming in. We just looked at the radar gun. It was about 87 on his fastball, and it looked like he was trying to keep it down low. See if that was because of the wind or if that's just where his comfort zone is. But see if he can find the strike zone. When you try to keep it down low, sometimes you just start missing. So we'll see, and he's already off to a 1-1 count here.
Swing and a foul ball. Scoreboard right now says 2-1.
Yeah,
I believe it's 1-2.
Yeah, it should be 1-2.
The umpire looks like just flashed that signal. The 1-2. And there's strike 3. Bourgeois goes down looking on the breaking ball, outside part of the zone.
Yeah, gave him a couple of fastballs early and then brought back in the breaking ball. Looked like a curveball coming across. Pretty big difference on the speed there, too, so it'll be interesting to see if he can keep that going.
Elizondo steps into the batter's box now. 333 average on the season through 5 games. Takes ball 1. Hagen Tate, only 1 strikeout in his last start. Already has 1 today on the first batter. First year, looking to bounce back after his debut. Pitch misses outside, 2-0.
Freshman out of Georgetown. Perfect in his SCAC debut so far.
Trying to remain that way, but misses on the third pitch of this at-bat. 3-0 count. Talked about the walks in his last start, 4 of them. Trying to avoid that today. Strike called, 3-1.
Be a big pitch here. Don't want to leave it up. You'd rather miss, put a runner on, maybe get a double play.
Swinging a foul ball. So Elizondo all of a sudden finding himself in a full count after back-to-back executed pitches by Tate. See how much Tate can lean on his defense today that struggled on Friday in the doubleheader. 8 combined errors in 2 games. The 3-2. In for strike 3. Back-to-back looking strikeouts for Hagen Tate.
Yeah, brought the fastball on the inside part of the plate right there. A little bit different than that breaking ball in the last at-bat. And now he's got a full arsenal going.
The lineup does not get any easier at this point. Caleb Small has a .500 average through 5 games, is slugging at 1,000. OPS over 1,500.
Yeah, first lefty that he's going to have to face. So, and the first lefty that had a ball over the plate today.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch, 0-1. Trying to work the outside part of the plate again, misses that time.
Yeah, couldn't get the breaking ball come across.
The 1-1. Misses low that time, 2-1. Probably something you want to do against left-handed hitters today. Make them hit the other way instead of allowing them to pull the ball.
Yeah, you can see the flags out by the scoreboard and in right center, just straight out.
Here's a chopper. Tate has to field it himself. Throw to first. Scooped. And in time. Ends a 1-2-3 inning for the first year. 0-0 as we'll head to the second in Seguin.
More than dream of a better world. Make it happen with a TLU degree. Texas Lutheran University provides one-on-one opportunities for students to build their college resumes. As freshmen and sophomores, our students are already performing research with a professor, presenting at conferences, and building their portfolios to apply for graduate schools and professional health programs. The world needs you. Answer your calling. TLU. Learn boldly. Live to inspire. Learn more at tlu.edu.
Welcome back to Cott Isbell Field in Seguin, Texas. 0-0 between TLU and McMurray. Jackson Ray set to lead things off for the Warhawks, a .333 average on the season. Facing Tristan McGowan, who only threw 8 pitches in that first inning. Swings at the first one and drives it to center field, hanging up in the air. And Spires ranges in to make the catch for a quick out number 1. That pitch count's still in great shape.
Yeah, second consecutive inning, he got the leadoff hitter to hit the first pitch and fly out to the shallow outfield. So, at this rate, when you compare him to the rest of the bullpen, the other starters might be telling him he's got to throw extra if he goes the distance and has under 100 thrown pitches today.
Jeremiah Enriquez in the batter's box now. Takes ball 1 outside, not something we've seen very often from McGowan, falling behind early. Again, going for the 3rd consecutive complete game for TLU in just as many days. Pitch outside 2-0. Of course, this game pushed back due to weather. It was supposed to be at 1 p.m. yesterday, got moved back to 4, and now all of a sudden we're playing 24 hours later. Sun is shining today.
Yeah, given what it looked like around 4 o'clock yesterday, the right call.
Yeah, nobody wanted to play in that, especially on a dirt field. McGowan behind 3-0 to Enriquez. And that one misses inside. A 4-pitch walk after he was cruising in the early stages.
Yeah, second base runner of the game for McMurray, but now they've got a chance here with just one out to see if they can maybe start to play a little bit of small ball, or with this win, right-handers, I don't know how much it's going to help pulling it down the left field line. Could get caught up a little bit more than you would think, but if they can go opposite field into right field, they've got a chance here to maybe run some bases.
Tanner Hollis in the batter's box, ahead 1-0. Hollis, a 125 hitter on the year, got his only hit of the season on Friday. Takes a pitch high, 2-0. McGowan has missed on his last 6 pitches in a row. Hollis in for the injured Roy, who got hurt in the middle of the game, and the first game of the doubleheader on Friday. Another pitch inside, 7 consecutive balls for McGowan. But Hollis immediately in his first at-bat, he was 2 up when he came in as a defensive replacement, and drives one into right field into the gap for a double. McGowan trying to find the strike zone again.
Should be a take pitch here.
Takes it for the first strike in 8 pitches for McGowan.
That one looked borderline as well, so lucky to get the strike. Let's see if he can come back and work 3-1 like his counterpart did in the bottom half of the first.
Checks on the runner at first, a little closer than normal, but back safely is Enriquez. Dealing with some command issues after handling the first 5 batters of the game with relative ease. The one hit by pitch in there, but that was only on 1 pitch. Only 9 pitches between 5 batters. Throw to first again, and back safely again. We saw one of these go poorly for McMurray in the game yesterday, or excuse me, 2 days ago.
Yeah, very large foul territory here, so if you miss on the throw over, that's a free base, possibly 2.
Hit in the air, opposite field, shallow right, could be trouble, but instead it's Small ranging in to dive for the catch.
Yeah, fantastic defensive play there. That's a tricky one with that wind playing in the ball. Got to track it the whole way and then hope that the wind stays the same as the ball's coming down. Fantastic job by Small.
Looked like a pretty routine pop-up as it first left the bat, but...
Yeah, and I believe that's the entire outfield now with a fantastic catch in this series for TLU.
Brings up Sylvester to the plate for the first time today, the shortstop from Hawaii. At .267 average through 5 games. Takes a strike early in this at-bat. 2 down in the inning. The runner on first base is Enriquez. Still 0-0 in the 3rd and final game of this series. TLU going for the sweep over a team that made the Super Regional last season. Throw to first again.
Big game here. We got 6 other games going around the SCAC right now. And from most of the conference, teams looking for the sweep. So TLU just trying to keep pace with a couple of others right now.
0-1. Big swing and a miss. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. We were talking about what the standings looked like as of today and what the conference tournament would look like. It'd be pretty wild. Schreiner and Austin College would both be in right now.
Yeah, undefeated in their series so far. Concordia going for the sweep against Dallas, and mentioned Schreiner. They've got the Centenary Gents up in Kerrville. They took the first 2 on Friday from them.
0-2 pitches outside. First ball of this at-bat. Schreiner seems to have Centenary's number. Took the series against them last year unexpectedly after what was a rough year for the Mountaineers overall. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off, and Sylvester manages to stay alive.
Yeah. And if you look at the way TLU had their season finished last year, a couple of losses in series where they started playing a lot of the tournament teams late, so trying to pick up as many wins early on in the conference, especially with how deep the SCAC can be. They lost Trinity and Southwestern last year.
The 1-2 is swung on and missed, and after some control issues in the frame, Tristan McGowan gets out of the inning with a strikeout. Still 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Welcome back to the campus of Texas Lutheran University. 0-0 between McMurry and Texas Lutheran. Adam Peavy, the cleanup hitter, set to lead things off for TLU. Both teams still looking for their first hit of the game. Peavy on the season. It's been a good one for him. The average actually dropped quite a bit. Still hitting .556 through 5 games. Sees the first pitch. And it's ball one. Was hitting .727 coming into the series.
Yeah, had a great opening week. He's had a great career so far. Probably one of the guys on a short list that you would expect to maybe be in for Conference Player of the Year, all-region type of guy. No.
Takes strike one, a 1-1 pitch now from Tate. Fouled off. Talking with Colton 2 days ago when we did these games about the first base position at TLU, almost like turning into a legacy position. 1-2. Just misses. Gets the nod of affirmation from Hollis, his catcher. Of course, Tyler Post plugs onto the board first. Brings up Sprenzel, the DH. Braden Sprenzel hitting .467 on the year through 4 games. Nobody out. Runner on first. Tries to hit one the other way, but it's a foul ball past the dugout of Texas Lutheran. Sprenzel with 3 hits in the 2 games played so far in this series. 2 of them coming that way, hitting the ball the other way. Just able to dunk them in the left field. Inside out swing, fouled off, out of play, and quickly 0-2.
Pretty strong open here from Tate. He's allowed a few walks. That was expected based off that opening week stats that he had in his first game. So he's gotten a couple of strikeouts. A little surprised we haven't seen a base hit yet today.
This one is hit in the air to right field. But Buski under it and makes the catch towards the warning track for out number 1.
Just missed getting that one. Got it up in that little jet stream that's going from third base out to right field. And that is the fine lines that you have when you're playing.
Brings up Michael Barrera, the left fielder. Takes ball 1 low. Barrera, a .400 hitter so far to start the season. TLU has scored 8+ runs in 4 of their 5 games this year. 5-0 record. Pitch outside, 2-0 count. Now a lot of that coming against Howard Payne, who isn't the best. Going to learn a lot from this series about how the Bulldogs offense fared, and so far it's been good.
I think sometimes you can take a lot of learning on how you beat a team like Howard Payne. You know, it's not like they went out there and just barely won. They had Peavy hitting 700, had other guys hitting 500. I think 4 or 5 guys in that lineup were over 500 coming into this series. So,
The 2-1 in the dirt, and Peavy, the first baseman, sprinting to second. Takes a free 90 feet off the mistake.
So sometimes it's great to get wins against good teams, obviously, but sometimes if you can go out there and dominate a team that you should dominate, that's also a good sign of things clicking and going in the right direction. TLU, not a program that necessarily rebuilds for the last decade plus. They've just reloaded. You talked about first base always being kind of a power guy that you expect to be a dominant player, and it's just the type of program they have.
Pitch misses to Barrera. It's ball 4. Puts runners on first and second. Second walk allowed by Tate so far in this game. Second of the inning. Brings up Cooper Jen, the second baseman.
And this is where good teams will shine. Bottom of the order, 7, 8, and 9. You can get these guys getting hits, driving in runs, moving guys over. That's when you start feeling really good about the hopes that you have for the season. So it's a big moment here for Jen. See how he responds.
Jen making his 4th start of the season, a 600 average. Runners on first and second, only 1 down in the inning. The 0-1. Misses low, and the command starting to waver a little bit for Tate.
Having to work out the stretch. Got the clock going on him. One of the new, not a new rule, but now we've got a visible clock both on this side of things and in the outfield so everybody can see it.
1-1 pitch. Outside, and that's 2-1. Jen finding himself in a hitter's count. Opportunity for TLU to strike first. Something they did in a pretty big way in the second game yesterday, winning 11-1, but fell behind in that first game 2-0. Ended up winning 6-2 with a big 6th inning. Trying to do their work a little earlier today. Pitch just outside. Count 3-1, in danger of walking the bases loaded.
Jen's got an opportunity if they keep pitching him outside. They're giving him a lot of room down the right field line. It'll be something he can just go with and place out there.
The 3-1. Outside, ball 4, and the bases are filled with Bulldogs. And it looks like that will warrant a meeting from Josh Lee.
Yeah, you're not in terrible shape here for the Warhawks. You got 1 out, so double play gets you out of the inning. And I think that's probably what you're hoping to go out there and remind everybody of. Like, look, it's bases loaded, sure, but we're 1 pitch away and we're right back in the dugout, so don't worry about it too much. Just go out there and execute. On the flip side, though, if you're TLU, you're 1 pitch and you can break this thing wide open. And a team that's coming off an 11-1 victory and a comeback win in Game 1 of Friday night, this is a big moment here for the Bulldogs, because if they can start to play a few runs here, I think you mentally start to get into the Warhawks' head, and it's a little different in Game 1 when you got a back and forth game and you got to come back in Game 1. You already lost 2, and now they're out ahead 4-0. It's like
Cravens, the catcher, up to the plate, had a bases-clearing triple with the bases loaded in the 11-1 thrashing of McMurry 2 days ago. Swing and a foul ball down the right field line.
Didn't miss by much.
Cravens trying to come through again. It was one of those turning point moments where McMurry could either hang around by getting out of that bases loaded situation, or TLU could blast it wide open. All the runs on base came around to score for the Bulldogs. The 0-1 misses. Breaking ball outside, and the count even at 1 apiece.
Nice snag by Hollins. Kept that one from going all the way to the backstop.
Peavy on third, Barrera on second, and Jen waiting on first. This is driven out to left field. Catch is made, but Peavy will tag at third. The throw in is not in time. And it's 1-0 Texas Lutheran on the sac fly from Cravens.
Yeah, great job by Cravens. Goes out there, gets the job done. You could argue you'd rather have a hit, but you got to score one. You get the bases loaded in an inning, you got to score at least one. That's kind of the way that, not to downplay Division III, but like Division III has a style of play that you go out there and you look for. And if you get the bases loaded, and especially, with this level of competition, you got to start plating some of those runs. And fantastic job there for TLU.
This is a bunt that's dropped. Throw is in time. And that is out number 3. So TLU tries the bunt to reach. Doesn't work, and they leave 2 stranded. Still, they take a 1-0 lead as we head to the 3rd.
Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, and a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
Looking in front, Stockfish, offload shot, score!
Smith's making 3. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
Welcome back to Cont Isbell Field. Texas Lutheran leading McMurry 1-0. And the bottom of the lineup will lead off this inning. Caden Buski in the batter's box. Hitting .333 on the year so far. Playing in right field today. Pitch from McGowan, rides inside and hits him. So the second hit by pitch for McGowan already in this game.
Yeah, it looked like a breaking ball. It didn't quite get all behind and just kind of left it out a little bit wide.
So the leadoff man aboard for the first time in the game for McMurray, and it sets up the top of the lineup. Beckham Paul 0-for-1 in this one with a fly out to left. Working with Buski on first.
We'll see if he's a little more patient now that he's got a runner on.
Tries to go to first and get him. Understandable with Buski in particular. 2 for 2 this season already on stolen bases. McMurray has yet to be caught stealing as a team. 10 for 10. Gets the bunt down, and it looked like a good one, but rolls foul. So everybody will go back.
Couldn't quite get it to the grass. Had that spin on it. And
of course, there was that bunting spree in game 1 from TLU where they got 3 in a row perfectly down the third base line. One of them so perfectly it rolled all the way down the line and hit the bag.
Yep.
Because McMurray understandably just said, hey, we're just going to let this go foul. We have no chance of throwing the runner out. 0-1, not yet. Throw to first. Buski dives back safely. Bunt down, and McGowan has to field it. And Paul is thrown out, but the sacrifice is complete as Buski heads to second.
yeah, it looked like Paul, instead of that first one, he might have been trying to sacrifice but also get on. That one was more like, I've got to get the button down here no matter what. So that one just kind of right back to McGowan. Makes a great play.
Tatum Black now up to bat, 0-for-1 with a strikeout today. McMurry with their first runner in scoring position of the game. Tries to get down another bunt. Actually missed it, and the ball gets away, so they get the base that way.
Yeah, it worked out even better because I was about to say, unless you're just showing bunt on the first pitch, just to show it, maybe get the infield to move, make them think about something on strike two. But why would you waste 2 outs just to get a guy to third? But worked out anyway. So probably just a show there, and then settle in here with after the first pitch.
And nearly another one yanked away. Nice job by Cravens to keep it in front of them. He's caught all 3 games in this series, including both games in the doubleheader. Black now in a position with a runner on third. The walk, the sacrifice bunt, and the wild pitch. Pitch outside. And it goes down as ball 2, count 2-1.
So he checked the swing on that one. It looked pretty close.
No appeal to the first base umpire on that one either. 2-1. Breaking ball again, missing low. 3-1 pitch, but a walk, maybe not the worst thing in the world here.
Not the worst thing, but you got the heart of the order coming up, 3, 4, 5, if you put Black on. So
the 3-1. Black fouls it off out of play over the screen behind him. That sets up the countdown count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The runner on third is Buski. He waits, trying to tie the game for McMurray. Pitch outside, ball 4. And the second walk of the game handed out by McGowan. And that'll set up the heart of the order. Colin Bruning, the reigning SCAC newcomer of the year. Bruning, a .250 average so far this season, was hit by a pitch in his only at-bat of this game.
Was drilled by a pitch square in the back. 2 outs back in the first.
It'll set up a meeting from head coach Kyle Palmer.
Yeah, an exact same meeting that Coach Lee had on the other side half inning ago. Let's not panic. You're double play away, getting out of the inning. This one a little different, though, because now you've got a runner without a force. So
Really you're just trying to set up the double play at this point.
Yeah, when it's bases loaded, your corner infielders definitely know where they're going with it. It's a throw home, secure it, make sure that you've got a good throw home. They don't score a run, you get the out. Possibly get 2 at that point, but here, you gotta check that runner back at third, and then that almost takes the double play out of it. Because anytime you got to check a runner back, you're going to be tough luck to get the double play. So maybe just a little bit of conversation of what do we do with this, and try to work our way through this.
The first pitch to the lefty Bruning, in for strike 1. Elizondo is in at third base. The other infielders at double play depth.
Yeah, a little surprised they're not trying to run Black here. Gonna take away the double play.
We'll see if they do. Pitch inside, 1-1. Black 2 for 3 on stolen base attempts this season. So apparently McMurray has been caught stealing. Stats at the bottom of the page do not add up.
2 for 3, but the team's 10 for 10.
Yeah,
so
that's something doesn't. And there are other players apparently who have been caught too. They've actually been caught 4 times this year, so not perfect.
Yeah, well, they can still run. They were good at that last year as well.
They check on Black, who gets back safely. The count's still 1-1. Bruning waiting for his third pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, Bruning getting a little bit bored with all the throws over.
Black runs, had a great jump. They'll still throw to second, but have to worry about that runner at third. Easy stolen base for Tatum Black.
Yep.
Was pretty much halfway there by the time the ball was thrown.
Yeah, almost too early of a jump, but at that point, might get a balk. Something like that if you tried to come off of it. So McGowan going home with it, now 2-1.
And the pitch is outside, now 3-1. And now, again, another situation where maybe a walk isn't the worst thing in the world.
Not the worst thing in the world, the cleanup hitter on deck. So pick your battle.
The 3-1 pitch. See how aggressive this is. And it is a fastball down the middle. Fouled off.
It's one I think Burning would love to have back. Just a little over-eager on that one.
Definitely a pitch he could have done damage with. Trying to pull the ball into the jet stream in right field. The 3-2 inside, and it gets away. Runner from third comes home, and McMurry has tied the game at 1.
Yeah, good heads-up base running there for McMurray. Allows them to tie this game, but same situation here for TLU. You got a double play chance. Put yourself in position. We'll see if Burning decides to run as well.
This is hit in the air, deep to center field, back at the wall. It hits the wall right in front of it. 1 run is in for McMurray. Bruning being waved around all the way from first, and he scores. Warhawks take the 3-1 lead. A 2 RBI double from Scout Smith.
Cleanup hitter doing cleanup things, clearing the bases. The only thing that McMurray's probably a little downtrodden on there is that Smith didn't get to clear the bases loaded with that pass ball earlier. So just 2 RBI for Smith coming in, but they've got that lead now.
McMurray taking their first lead of the game. Jackson Ray up to bat, takes ball 1. Ray flew out to shallow center in his only at-bat of this game. Works with Smith in scoring position after his 2 RBI double. And you see just how big this ballpark is. Ball getting in behind Spires.
Yeah, he absolutely crushed it. First hit of the game, we've got 4 runs, 1 hit, no errors.
Very different game than the last few have been played.
Very different.
Count now 1-1 after the last pitch. Thought about it.
They've got nobody. Yeah, they got nobody to see it. The umpire. 3-man crew, but playing between first and second. Not going to be able to see whether or not he broke the plate.
Runner on second. Throw back to try and get him. It's close, but not in time. Smith nearly caught napping on the back pick.
Felt like the right call. Felt like he just got in underneath it, but fantastic job from Jin to get over there and not only snag it, keep it from going into center, but also snag it in the right spot for the tag.
Pitch outside, and now it's 3-1. McGowan in danger of walking his 3rd batter in the last 4. The only other one, the 2 RBI double. And that's ball 4. So McGowan with some control issues in this 3rd inning. It's allowed McMurray to put up a crooked number 3 on the board. And Jeremiah Enriquez comes up to the plate for McMurray.
A little bit of stretching now in the TLU bullpen, but not a whole lot of urgency out there. Just guys getting loose.
Finds the zone for strike 1. We know Kyle Palmer loves to leave his starters in. Isaiah Ramirez, the game 1 starter in this series, threw over 130 pitches before he was pulled in the 9th inning. Fouled off the end of the bat, out of play. Count 0-2 now. McGowan trying to bounce back. The inning has looked like this: a hit by pitch, a sacrifice bunt, walk, walk, double, walk. So the only out he's recorded, it was given to him. Now the 0-2 outside. Cravens throws to first. Trying to get Ray napping, but he's able to get back in safely. Now the 1-2. Runners on first and second for McMurray. Fouled off, and Enriquez stays alive.
Walked, and I believe it was a 4-pitch walk in his first at-bat, so
It was exactly.
really his first opportunity here to battle.
Pitch from McGowan. Popped up. Peavy running after it towards the McMurray dugout. And it falls into it, everybody having to cover their heads. So no chance for PV to get to that one. A lot of foul ground here, but managed to miss it.
Very large park. You've got the opponent's bullpen in play down the right field line.
Now 1-2. Called strike 3. Breaking ball finds the zone, and McGowan finds out number 2 in this inning. It'll bring up Hollis. Tanner Hollis 0 for 1, flew out to right field. Working with 2 outs, runners on first and second. If he manages to reach, all 9 Warhawks will bat in the inning. First pitch outside, ball 1. McMurray has already scored 3, tries the back pick again, close once again, but Smith able to get back safely. The wind still blowing directly out to right field. Pitch outside edge, called a strike. Some delayed calls recently from the umpire. The 1-1. Inside. And 2-1. Hollis finds himself ahead. Mentioned he had the double in game 1 of Friday's doubleheader. His only hit of the season, looking for another one here. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like a nice outside slider. Had Hollis chasing.
Deuces are wild in this one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down in the inning, 2 runners on. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, and we'll do it again. An inning that's lasted a while for McMurray, who's found themselves offensively after McGowan looked like he was rolling through the first 2 frames. Chance to keep it going. 2-2. Fouled off as Hollis continues to just stay alive.
McGowan finding the strike zone. Last couple of pitches, they've all been fouled off. He's been doing a great job on his throws to second, so he's accurate. He's just got to find that groove.
Pitch outside, and it gets away. Tough to tell whether that will be a wild pitch or a pass ball. Either way, both runners advancing for McMurray now with 2 in scoring position.
Would feel like a wild pitch in the dirt, but it's kind of right there. But you know, situation's still the same. You're working with Hollis here. It's not about the runners on second and third.
3-2, and that's ball 4. The 4th walk handed out this inning, and it loads the bases for the Warhawks. Hollis reaching for the first time. It sets up Sylvester with a bases loaded opportunity. 0 for 1 today with a strikeout.
He's got a couple of RBI on the season. Could add a few more with a base hit, even a walk.
Takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. X1 is fouled off, evens the count at 1-1. Smith waiting on third. Ray at second. Hollis on first after he just walked. It was Scout Smith double that put the Warhawks in front 3-1. 2 RBIs on that. He's been on base ever since. The 1-1. Chopped but foul down the third base line. McMurry looking for their first win of this series. A base hit here or anything that finds the gap could go a long way towards doing that. The 1-2. Gets the outside edge, strike 3, and McGowan gets out of the bases loaded jam, but not before the Warhawks strike back. A 3-run inning for McMurray to give them the lead.
Ready?
TLU men's basketball team. And you're watching Old Dog with New Tricks.
Welcome back to Seguin, Texas, where McMurray has the 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. Texas Lutheran starting with the top of their lineup. Chase Bourgeois fouling the first pitch off. TLU still looking for their first hit of the game. They do have a run though. McMurray only with 1 hit, scoring 3 runs on an inning that featured 4 walks and a hit by pitch. This is driven to left field, but foul. Bourgeois ahead of that.
Second time through the order here, you expect TLU to start seeing a little bit better. They are playing a first year, so very little information about the guy you're facing. Now you kind of expect them to get a sense of what's coming. Should start to get some hits here.
Tate working into the third inning as he did in his only other start of the year. Pitch rides inside, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, it's a good-looking breaking ball. Just didn't quite break enough to cut back in and handcuff Bourgeois. We got to maybe just let them know about.
Looks like they want the baseball.
They're saying he's potentially doctoring it as he's been trying to get a grip on it, going to his mouth, coming back down.
And they will throw that out.
Yeah, not intentionally, but just,
So that ball's no good anymore. Give him a new one. Say, don't do that. And we'll play on. Trying to finish off Bourgeois. 1-2 pitch. Driven to left again, but foul. Slightly less this time. So maybe starting to find the timing on whatever that is. One, two again. In for strike 3. Gets Bourgeois looking. 1 down in the inning.
Yeah, second strikeout now for Bourgeois, so he's got a lot of information. He just needs to apply it.
Second strikeout looking for him. 3 strikeouts for Tate in this game so far, all of them looking as Elizondo steps into the batter's box. Drives that one to left, but it's caught. Or, excuse me, fouled. Whistled kind of by...
Whistled by the third baseman and the third base umpire. Just did enough to get out of the way.
Now the 0-1. Hit to left this time. It's caught.
There you go. You were just ahead.
1 ahead. I saw it in my notifications on my phone. Now quickly 2 down in the inning. Caleb Small, the number 3 hitter for TLU. Grounded out to Tate the last time he was up, 0 for 1 today. Also has a nice catch in right field. Swing and a miss on the first pitch, 0-1. There's a ball that was kind of floated into the right spot, nearly was trouble, but Small dove in to save the day. Calls time here. Opportunity for the lefty. The wind's still blowing directly out to right field. Can maybe get a hold of one. Tate on the other side doing exactly what McMurry would have wanted him to do after a 3-run inning, where they grabbed their first lead of the game. So far, shutting down the Bulldogs. Has thrown 2.2 innings. Trying to get a full 3. Swing and a miss. Count 0-2 quickly on Small. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Ball gets away. And Hollis has to throw to first to finish the job. 2 strikeouts in the frame for Hagen Tate, as he's thrown 3 innings so far in this game. We'll head to the 4th with McMurray leading 3-1.
Monica Sidichet here, and you're watching Old Dog with New Tricks. And this week, we are with the TLU Volleyball Girls. Yeah.
Top of the 4th on the campus of Texas Lutheran University. As the man who led off the last inning for McMurray will lead off this one. The 9-hole man, Caden Buski.
Yeah, you got to be feeling pretty good about that if you're a Warhawks fan, because the last inning went pretty well.
All 9 batting against McGowan, who's back out there again. Throws ball 1. McGowan struggling with some command in that last inning. Buski hit by a pitch to get things going. Also handed out 4 walks in the frame. Swing and a miss. Gets strike 1.
Yeah, off-speed pitch. Buski chasing it. It looked a little high.
Finds the zone there. Strike 2. McGowan with 2 strikeouts looking in the frame as well. Fouled off the end of the bat, out of play.
Probably come back with a breaking ball here.
We'll see if he does. The 1-2. Hit in the air to right field. Small has to range back a little bit. Just in front of the warning track and makes the catch. That ball carried a little further than we might thought it would with the wind.
Yeah, left the fastball out there and had good success with it.
So unlike in the last inning, McGowan able to get the leadoff man. Now the top of the order coming up to bat. Beckham Paul. 0 for 1 with a fly out. Takes a strike there. Also with the sacrifice bunt. Pitch inside. Paul has to lean out of the way. Evens the count at 1-1. That's something we see with a lot of teams at Division III baseball. Regardless of the point in the order, unafraid to bunt somebody.
Yep.
Even if it's your leadoff man. Breaking ball misses outside. Now 2-1.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of D3 games that are very low scoring, and you'll see a lot of games that are incredibly high scoring. Now, either way, those runs are important.
Pitch inside, and that got Paul good. Will go to first base, the 3rd hit by pitch of the game for McGowan.
Yeah, it's a good thing that helmets have come a long way over the years.
That one got him pretty high. Tatum Black now up to bat. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Walked the last time he was up. Would end up scoring a run. Pitch grabs the outside part of the plate. Strike 1.
He's got the go-ahead run at this point.
McMurray trying to add on to the early lead. That pitch catches the inside part of the plate. 0-2. Still only 1 combined hit in this game, despite there being 4 combined runs.
That was by Smith, who's in the hole.
Pitch outside, 1-2. His 2 RBI double, the only hit of this game. Rest have been walks and hit by pitches, which McGowan has handed out 7 of those 2 combined things. Throw to first, not in time. Checking on Paul, who waits at first base.
Try to keep him close enough so that he doesn't get a little bit of advantage and break up a double play.
Pitch way outside that time, and Black has battled back to even this count at 2 after starting behind 0-2 quickly. Throw to first again, not in time. Mentioned it earlier. Some of the stolen base figures. Paul's tried it 4 times, been caught twice though.
Not great at this level.
2-2. Check on him again. That one a little
That
closer.
was really close. Almost felt like he got the leg before the arm got back in there, but umpire says we stay here.
McGowan, the right-handed pitcher, managing the run game the best he can. 2-2. Inside. Nearly hits Black, who ends up sitting down trying to get out of the way of it.
I don't feel like it was that inside. It would make a guy fall over. Inside edge, but not in the batter's box.
Either way, the count runs full.
says that he's probably out over the plate a little bit more than most. He
Takes ball 4, heads to first base. Back-to-back walks for Tatum Black. As the last 2 Warhawks have reached. Still only 1 hit, despite all this traffic. And it sets up Colin Bruning. Bruning, in his 2 plate appearances, hit by pitch and a walk, unsurprisingly.
The only Warhawk without an official at-bat yet.
Swings at the first one and misses, strike 1. Bruning, one of the only Warhawks in their assigned role from last year, was hitting towards the top of the lineup. Cleans that one out. Goes down as strike 2. Bruning trying to come through for McMurray. The 0-2 pitch, not yet. They try the back pick. Paul gets back safely. That is one thing for McMurray, having 2 guys on with 2 stolen bases already this season. Could be an opportunity to put runners in motion. The 0-2. Ground ball, Gent sliding, and will go to first to get 1. Takes the sure out. And both runners advance for McMurray, 2 down in the inning.
Yeah, great snag by Jen. Tricky hop off the dirt. Able to smother it, and then gave a little bit of a glance over to see if he would have any shot, maybe turning 2, and then wisely, I think, took the single out, because now a fly ball, instead of it being potential sac fly, just ends the inning. And we may have we do a pitching change here.
So McGowan's day is done. Struggled with control. He leaves in the 4th inning. As we'll step away on TLU Plus, a pitching change in Seguin.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Welcome back to Seguin, Texas. First pitching change of the series for Texas Lutheran. It's Parker Schutte who enters the game. 2 2/3 innings pitched in his last outing. Allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run. Struck out 3 and walked 1. So he'll face Scout Smith in a key situation. 2 down, runners on 2nd and 3rd for the Warhawks.
Yeah, all he's got to do is come in here and get out the only guy that's got a hit in this game.
First pitch, a lot of movement, and finds the zone. So Coach Kyle Palmer making the move to pull McGowan before he faces the only guy who got a hit on him for the second time in the game. Or excuse me, the third. Swing and a miss.
Schutte bringing in the off-speed breaking balls. Might have been the whole reason why you make that move, because Smith absolutely crushed the fastball in his first at-bat.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So Schutte comes in and does the job. Holds this deficit right where it is as we head to the 5th inning.
More than dream of a better world. Make it happen with a TLU degree. Texas Lutheran University provides one-on-one opportunities for students to build their college resumes. As freshmen and sophomores, our students are already performing research with a professor, presenting at conferences, and building their portfolios to apply for graduate schools and professional health programs. The world needs you. Answer your calling. TLU. Learn boldly. Live to inspire. Learn more at tlu.edu.
Welcome back to the campus of Texas Lutheran University. Bulldogs down 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and Adam Peavy will lead things off. Walked in his first plate appearance. The slugger hitting over 500 coming into this game, over 700 coming into the series. Swings at the first pitch and misses. Down 0-1.
Yeah, Peavy trying to replicate that second inning where he got on base, came around and scored. The top of the order here for the Bulldogs have gone 3 up, 3 down twice.
This one hit the other way into right field, ranging over.
There's a foul ball.
Buski was ranging over. Peavy still trotting around. Thought he had it.
And I can't blame Peavy. He just ran 180 feet. I think he's going to want that one. Tries to take a breather and get recomposed. The 0-2 count. It was real close right down the line, but the first base umpire running all the way down with it, making the call emphatically.
That ball slicing just in the foul territory.
Toughest part of the at-bat here. Just ran, and now you got to come in and face another pitch. That is the most uncomfortable thing to do. And you see Peavy taking a moment, step back out completely, take the helmet off, put it back on, try to regroup yourself, get that heart rate to where you can hit again.
And Tate throwing the second he steps in and throwing a strike. Peavy goes down looking for out number 1.
Yeah, he's left it up a couple of times for that called strike 3, and he's getting that upper edge every single time so far. Great job from Tate.
5th strikeout of the game for Tate. So already a career high in the young career of Tate in his 2 starts. First pitch in this at-bat for ball 1 to Sprentzel, the DH. 0 for 1, flew out to right. Hits this one to center field. Paul ranges to his right and makes the catch for a quick out number 2.
I mentioned earlier a couple of other games going around the conference here in the SCAC. Austin College currently at the bottom of the 5th on top of Laterno 8-7. And Concordia on top of Dallas. They're in the 7th 9-2. And maybe the surprise of the season so far, Schreiner 2-0 over the Gents. They're in the bottom of the first.
Mountaineers trying to sweep that series. First pitch from Tate. Just misses inside. Ball 1 to Barrera, who walked the first time he was up. It was a stretch in the game where Tate allowed 3 walks and 4 batters. And here's a base hit into left field. Barrera, who had multiple hit game on Friday, adding one here today.
Yeah, 4 hits on Friday, and he's got the first one here today. And that's a big hit that TLU needed, even if they don't play anybody this inning. They've got that 0 off the scoreboard, kind of settle in.
And is the first hit of the game for TLU. Cooper Jen now up. Walked the first time he came up. Working with 2 down, a runner in scoring position, or trying to get there. Ground ball to second. And that will end the inning as Sylvester steps on the bag. First hit of the game for TLU, but not enough to get across a run. It's still 3-1 Warhawks.
Monica Sidichet here with Mike and Isaiah after their win against McMurry, 6-2 in the
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Back to Cott Isbell Field, where the Bulldogs find themselves down 3-1 to McMurry in the 5th inning. Jackson Rea due up for McMurray, facing Schutte, who remains on the mound for Texas Lutheran. The line is closed on their starter, Tristan McGowan. 3.2 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, 6 walks, 3 earned runs, and the 3 hit by pitches sprinkled in there as well. Just a day where he couldn't find command.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing in a D3 game you can't do is you can't give them free base runners. And a lot of few, and then gave up 1 hit. That 1 hit brought in 2, realistically brought in 3. They'd scored the first run of the game on a pass ball. And so it's just one of those things where you can't allow, you're going to give up hits in this game, that's fine. You can't let those hits be 3 RBI type of things or bases clearing type of things and stuff like that. So just got to work on getting the walks down and be off to a decent start of the year.
Pitch fouled off, and it evens the count at 1-1. Schutte doing his job in the last inning, coming in the bases loaded situation, getting the strikeout of Smith. Now starts this inning, the 1-1 pitch. Hit in the air, foul ground, playable. Elizondo makes the catch, out number 1.
Good job fighting off the sun for Elizondo, making play. Talked about it all day. He got a lot of ground out there, so just got to be able to pretty much fight off the sun at this point.
Jeremiah Enriquez up for the 3rd time today, 0-for-1 with a strikeout. He's also walked. Takes ball 1 inside. McMurray with a 3-1 lead. working off 6 walks handed out by McGowan, along with 3 hit batters. The 1-0 high, now 2-0. And McMurry maybe getting a little bit back to their offensive identity. We talked about how much they walk. Second in the country in walks last season, or second in the SCAC, I should say. Top 5 in the nation, though. Pitch outside, 3-0.
Yeah, the first time Shooty's had trouble, got the first 2 out, 3-pitch strikeout, and then a little pop fly foul, but see if he's got anything to battle back here.
The 3-0 finds the zone. Mentioned it on Friday. McMurry coming into this weekend 8th in the country in walks. They had 18 walks through 4 games. And already with 6 in this one. And that's ball 4, the 7th walk of the game for McMurray. And this one goes to Enriquez, his 2nd of the day.
We'll see if their patience gets rewarded here as they get down to the bottom half of the order.
Tanner Hollis up to bat, 0 for 1, also has a walk. From the TLU perspective, this was something maybe you'd be concerned about. 309th in the country in walks allowed last season. They allowed nearly 6 per game. And they are over that average as of now. That was definitely going to be something to watch. A team that walks so much as McMurray does. Throw to first, not in time. As he checks on Enriquez. 1-0 count, 1 down in the inning with the runner on first.
You can get away with some high walks if you've got a defense that can turn 2 and get you out of jams, but haven't been able to find the ground balls here against McMurray today.
That pitch misses low, now 2-0. Something they haven't really been able to do all series. A lot of McMurray's outs, flyouts. But when the wind's blowing in, that works. Today, blowing out. Strike call, 2-1. Of course, the Warhawks only with the 1 hit today, same as TLU.
I think that's the biggest surprise about today. The hits have not been there. You guys being overly patient at the plate. Day 3 starters.
Strike called, and it runs the count full at 3-2 after it was 3-0. Enriquez waiting on first base. The righty Shooty on the mound. 3-2 is lined into right field, and it's a base hit. Enriquez headed to third. Hollis runs into second, and Enriquez going to come all the way home on the missed throw. So McMurray tacks on another run. It's 4-1.
A solid hit out into the gap. And then good heads-up base running there for McMurray, and that'll be another walk that goes ahead and scores for the Warhawks. So it might not be the most exciting strategy to come out and watch a game on Sunday and just see guys walk and then get brought in, but highly effective here for McMurray today. Looks like maybe another pitching change.
It is what it looks like. Points the finger, and that's exactly what it is. That'll be the day for Parker Shooty. Comes into the prior inning. TLU out of a bad situation, but allows a run in this frame. It's 4-1 Warhawks as we'll see a new arm for TLU.
As an MAT student, you are an athletic trainer, and I think that's something really cool that we get to experience.
We're pretty hands-on. Anything that our preceptor asks us to do, we're able to do. Going out to practices and traveling to games.
We're doing evals, looking at them, helping them with their rehab protocols.
For me personally, I do a lot of hands-on where I'm speaking with the patients about how they feel, and so I feel like it's a lot of one-on-one interactions.
Knowing that I'm going to go into the clinic every day and I don't know who's going to walk through the door and what their problem's going to be, and that I get to be the one that tells them hey, this is what's wrong, but I can also help you, so here's a solution.
Welcome back to Seguin, Texas. Cody Andrade enters the game, making his third appearance of the season. A 1.8 ERA through 5 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. Looking for 2 outs here to get out of the inning. He faces the 8-hole hitter, Sylvester, who takes strike 1. Runner on second is Tanner Hollis after his RBI double. Pitch way outside in the diving stop by Cravens. Almost like a hockey goalie sprawling across the crease.
Yeah, see if he's got eligibility for Team USA after their output against Denmark yesterday, but fantastic save, keeping Hollis over at second.
Now the 1-1. Lined into right field. It's a base hit. Hollis will get the stop sign at third. So not enough to bring the run in, but still the base hit for Sylvester.
The first single of the game for McMurray, as their previous 2 had been RBI doubles. 2 out in the inning, so just need Andrade to come through and find that out.
Caden Buski up to the plate. 0 for 1, has been hit by a pitch today. That's the only time he's reached. The other plate appearance was a fly out to right.
Came around and scored the first run of the game for the Warhawks after that hit by pitch.
Swings and misses at the first one, 0-1. Two runners on for McMurray. They have him at the corners. Andrade will throw to first, not in time. He's responsible for the runner at first right now after the base hit. The runner at third belongs to Parker Schutte. The 0-1. Wedged into left field, but it hangs up into the air long enough for Barrera to range over and make the catch.
Just an issue with the scoreboard. That's the second out of the inning.
I was gonna say,
because they got. I was just looking at it and I was like, wait, they've only got 2 hits, but they put up 2 outs. Sylvester was 0 for 3. Now they got Sylvester 1 for 3, 3 hits on the scoreboard, and now there are 2 outs.
So the inning not quite done yet. And it flips the lineup over. Beckham Paul takes ball 1. I was going to say, that second out just appeared out of nowhere.
You get lost in a pitching change sometimes.
The 1-0. Outside. TLU and Andrade trying to hold this deficit. Down 3. They came back from a 2-run deficit in the first game against McMurray in this series. Pitch too far inside, and the count runs 3-0. This has been an issue for the Bulldogs in recent years. Great starting pitching, but lacking depth in that bullpen at times. Big reason why in the past Kyle Palmer has stuck with his starters for so long. Pitch finds the zone, 3-1. Hoping for more of that depth this season, but leaning on it for this game after they didn't have to go to the pen in either of their prior 2 games.
It's the positive that you get from it is that you don't have to worry about not having a bullpen for the in part of the series. You've already won the series, which is great. You'd love to go for the sweep, and now you've got a full set of arms that you can do it with. So just see if you can find somebody who gets hot.
3-1 pitch bends into the zone for strike 2, and the count runs full. So TLU potentially 1 pitch away from getting out of this. The downside is Sylvester at first will be running with this pitch and could score. on a base hit potentially. Off he goes as Paul fouls it off, and we'll do it again. Runners at the corners for the Warhawks. 2 down in the inning. Hollis on second, Sylvester on first. Pitch inside, ball 4. And that will load the bases for McMurray.
So once again, bases loaded here for the Warhawks.
Bring up Tatum Black. He's walked the last 2 times he's been up. Also struck out. Takes ball 1. What does our friend Reed Rosales always call it when somebody walks 3 times?
Can't remember if he termed that the jaywalker, or
I
is
always
that for
forget
4?
the levels.
Yeah, it's quite the.
He has the system. You got like the crossing guard at some point, the jaywalker.
You get the sense that walks in Division III not uncommon.
2-0 pitch. Inside, and we might see another one. This would walk in a run.
Yeah, Nidon tried to dig deep here, and he's going to get a free pitch. Would not imagine that Black's got the green light, so just try to get comfortable.
3-0 is in for a strike.
Now you've got to get to work. Got to find 2 pitches that you can get by Black.
We'll try the first one now. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Outside, ball 4, and the walks in a run. McMurray tacks on another one. It's 5-1.
Not the time to be doing this. Heart of the order now up 3-4-5 with Bruning stepping up.
So the bases are still loaded for Colin Bruning. 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. Strike called. That run that just came in to score is charged to Schutte. The 0-1. Line to the opposite field. Into left. It's a base hit. 1 run is in. Another coming around. And McMurray has blown the game open. A 2 RBI double for Colin Bruning.
And another double there for the Warhawks, bringing in some runs for Bruning, his first hit of the day, and did a great job going opposite field. If he could have gone any further opposite field, he might have been running all day, as the outfield was shifted a little bit more towards right. Did a good job by Berea to cut that one down and keep it with just 2 runs.
First pitch in, the Scout Smith is in for a strike. Feels like it was ages ago when TLU had the 1-0 lead. But the Warhawks with 7 unanswered runs. Ground ball fouled.
Yeah, it started with Scout Smith here, back in the 3rd inning, responding to that PV run for TLU in the bottom half of the 2nd. So he ripped one off the base of the wall in center.
Smith fouls that out of play. Count remains 0-2. Only 4 hits for McMurray today. 3 of them coming in this inning. 2 doubles and a single. Most recent run from Colin Bruning, who waits on second base. Ground ball into left field and another base hit. Black scores. Bruning being waved around from second, and he scores. It's 9-1 McMurray. Add 2 more RBIs on the day for Scout Smith.
A solid job of hitting there for Smith. That's why you're batting him 4th in the lineup. And McMurray shaking off some of those early season struggles that they had, especially what they experienced on Friday. I think you and Colton had talked about it. It's not a team that's, going to be losing a lot of games. Team that once they get their rhythm going, they're going to find a way to hit. We were briefly talking about the SCAC standings and looking way ahead to the tournament. They're a team that probably should be there.
Both of these teams envision themselves in that situation.
Both playing like it right now. I mean, a couple of blowouts one side or the other. 11-1 on Friday night in Game 2. It's currently 9-1 here on the flip side, but I think that shows you what teams are capable of. When they get going, they can be a force to be reckoned with.
And now all of a sudden that pitch misses. 3-0, Jackson Rea, who led off this inning, was out number 1. 0 for 2 today. Also has a walk. Nearly had another one, but a strike called. Andrade has struggled in this inning, trying to put it to an end. Strike called, outside edge. The lone Warhawk on base right now, Scout Smith. 2 RBI single. A follow-up act after his 2 RBI double, 4 total on the day. As the Warhawks lead 9-1. Smith now running. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 as Rea goes down swinging, and that ends the inning. Not before the Warhawks add 6 to their score. They lead 9-1 as we're halfway through this one in Seguin.
I chose TLU because I like the one-on-one that I get with my professors.
Being able to talk to all the professors one-on-one, they're definitely helpful in deciding what I can do with my degree and then how to get into those different fields. I liked the tour of the campus. I liked seeing how everything was really close together. Our classes now from first year and second year are all in the lab, so we have our own space that we can go to for studying.
Well, I chose TLU because I had met some people who were in the program and they told me some good things about it. It's a smaller school, so I feel like I was going to get more of that one-on-one type of learning.
I get to, be more hands-on with patients and more engaged with my preceptors and my professors and my classmates as well.
Back to Cott Isbell Field, where McMurry has opened up this game in a big way. It's 9-1 as Tate remains on the mound for the Warhawks. First pitch misses, ball 1. Cole Cravens up to bat. Brought in the only run of the game for TLU, a sacrifice fly. And drives this one to left field. Into the gap, and it's rolling all the way to the wall. Cravens rounds first and heads for second and stays there with a double. Probably could have stretched that out even more, as it looked like Tatum Black had some trouble getting that ball out from the wall. Either way, a leadoff double for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, second at-bat of the game for Cravens, and did a great job getting another piece of it. Had that, as you mentioned, the sac fly, did the job out in left field. His first at-bat back in the second inning. TLU's gone 3 up, 3 down virtually since, in both innings since. So looking for an opportunity to maybe get some offense going and make some change.
The bunt attempt for Spires. It's a foul ball. He has to go back.
Yeah, Hollis maybe a little too eager with that one. Could have probably have let it get just into fair territory and still check the runner and gotten the out, but took possession in foul ground, so strike one.
Tries to get the bunt down again. This time pulls it back for ball one. Texas Lutheran trying to respond to McMurray's 6-run inning. Thought about bunting again. Pulls it back. Strike called. So now bunting probably out of the question for Spires.
Yeah, some might be asking, why would you risk that here in the 5th inning? You know, try to get some hits, but I don't think you necessarily let the scoreboard dictate how you're going to play. You know, you want to get some offense going. It's kind of like a reset.
This ball gets away all the way to the backstop, as Cravens will jog to third. Bulldogs an opportunity to at least get another run in. They're getting their first extra base hit of the game. The wild pitch sends Cravens to third. Still nobody out. 2-2 pitch to Spires. Strike 3 called. Goes down looking. The 6th strikeout of the game for Tate.
Yeah, Spires looked like he didn't like the call, but it has been there all day long.
So now the lineup will flip over. 3rd time through for Tate. Faces Chase Bourgeois, the shortstop. 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts looking. Lines this one right to Tate. Goes to the shortstop, Sylvester, who throws to first in time to get the out, but the run does score. It's now 9-2.
Your standard 163 RBI.
It's a good thing for McMurray that ball was hit so hard. He's able to go off Tate, who seems to be okay, and then Sylvester picks up the loose change.
Now, that is the definition of your defense having your back there on that one.
Elizondo now up to bat. Takes a strike.
And then just tough luck for Bourgeois is, you know, you mentioned 2 strikeouts looking, then he finally rips one up the middle, just gets a glove on it, and then it's deflected right at the shortstop, so you don't even get a chance to be on base yet. And as a speedy leadoff hitter, that's kind of what your goal is. You know, just find a way to get on.
The 1-1. Lined into left field, then a base hit for Elizondo. 3rd hit of the game for TLU, and starting to see the information being used 3rd time through the order.
A little bit of more patience at the plate. A little bit more just kind of standing in there and waiting for a pitch that they like that's not necessarily out over the outside part of the plate. That's where he's like to get a lot of his called strikeouts looking. Just kind of working with what he's throwing, especially earlier in the count, it looks like.
Caleb Small waves at that one. 0 for 2 in this game. A ground out and a strikeout for Small.
Well, big at bat. If you can get Small on with PV up, a great time to have your cleanup hitter up with people on base.
Swing and a miss, strike 1.
He's led off 2 innings before this.
It's actually strike 2, now 0-2. Runner on first, 2 down in the inning. Runner goes, no throw even made. Now the throw to second, the tag in time. Elizondo tried to steal second base, but jumped too soon. And the Warhawks get out of the inning by erasing the base runner. TLU still with 1 on the board as we head to the 6th, 9-2 McMurray.
play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Welcome back to the campus of Texas Lutheran University. Another pitching change for the Bulldogs. Garrett Ned enters the game. So far in the season, 2/3 of an inning pitched. Did not allow a run, ERA of 0. Now making his second appearance of the season. First pitch misses outside. He faces Jeremiah Enriquez, who will lead off the inning. He's walked twice. He's also struck out. Ground ball to short. And finishes that in time for a quick out number 1. The line is closed on Andrade. Pitches 2/3 of an inning. 2 walks, no strikeouts, 5 earned runs. Gives up 3 hits in the frame. Part of a 6-run inning for McMurray. Now lead 9-2 after the Bulldogs are able to get a run back. Strike called as Hollis now steps in. Strike called again on that outside part of the plate. Hollis with a double the last time he was up. And ropes one into left field, a base hit. So a 2-hit day for Tanner Hollis.
Ned, a starter a year ago. Worked primarily as the Friday guy to open up the series. 2-3.
Sylvester now into the batter's box. 1 down and 1 on. We're doing research on Garrett Ned. Apparently his sister played women's volleyball for Texas Lutheran a couple of years ago.
All SCAC. Pretty dominant force for those TLU teams that advance to the NCAA playoffs.
Count now 1-1 to Sylvester. Works with 1 on and 1 out. Pitch way outside. Cravens has to lunge over to save it. Not quite as good as the one he had earlier. It's the McMurray team looking to bounce back from a rough doubleheader. Lost 6-2 and 11-1. 2-4 on the season. This is hit in the air to left field. Still carrying back towards the wall. And it falls. Barrera just has to throw it in. That ball just kind of floated up there and kept going. Ends up being a double.
Yeah, a little hard to see, and that ball must have bounced right back into his glove as it hit, because it looked pretty natural. And another double here for the Warhawks.
So Sylvester, back-to-back hits and plate appearances for him. Has a double and a single. Brings up Buski. 0 for 2 has been hit by a pitch. Opportunity to get the run back and then some for McMurray. Ground ball, and it's off the glove of Elizondo. And that goes...
A nice job recovery by Bourgeois. Keeps the runners at second and third. Imagine that's going to go down as a hit. We'll see what the official scoring is on that one, because that took a hard hit off that lip. Be a tough luck error if they do give it.
Bourgeois coming in to save the day behind him.
And there it is, a hit recorded.
So they do call that a hit for Buski. Sets up the top of the order, bases loaded. Beckham Paul takes a strike. 3 consecutive hits for McMurray. The single from Hollis, who's on third. The double from Sylvester, who's on second. And then Buski with the base hit just a little bit ago on first base. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters all reaching consecutively. Breaking ball misses outside, 1-1. Beckham Paul has been hit by a pitch in back-to-back plate appearances. If he does that again here, it will score a run. Breaking ball finds the zone, strike 2. Of course, this being on a day where TLU has already walked in a run. Pitch inside, and nearly 3 for 3 for Beckham Paul.
Jumped out of the way to avoid the hit by pitch there.
Evens the count at 2. Still 1 down in the inning, bases loaded. Ground ball, Elizondo goes to second. Play at first, not in time, so the run does score. As McMurray scores its 10th run of the game, it's 10-2.
RBI for Paul. So he hustles down to first. 2 outs in the inning, though, so TLU could get out of this with limited damage assessed against them.
Tatum Black, who's walked 3 consecutive innings. 0 for 1 with a strikeout outside of that. Paul's running, and they're not even going to throw. He gets a stolen base. And now 2 in scoring position for the Warhawks.
Yeah, Warhawks trying to play for that 12th run. Give them a 10-run lead.
Chopper foul. Would be an interesting situation where you have 2 run rules in a series by 2 different teams.
Yeah.
Not something you see very often. 2 teams that aren't used to getting run ruled either. The 1-1. And just grabs the inside part of the plate. Strike 2.
Now that just tells me we're early in the season. Because, you know, like you said, 2 teams not accustomed to getting run ruled. So 2 teams that are going to figure this out and have pretty solid pitching staffs throughout the year, really good hitting. They're going to get this figured out.
Pitch misses low, evens the count at 2-2. Pitch outside, and Cravens has to dive to save a run. He's done good work behind the plate. Started all 3 games in this series, including both games in the doubleheader. Runners on second and third. Full count. Lined up the middle, a base hit into center field. 1 run scores, another being waved in. The throw will not be made. A 2 RBI single for Tatum Black. He gets his first hit of the game.
And it feels like just rinse and repeat here for the McMurray offense. Get a couple on, well-placed hit, bring them around.
Now up the necessary 10 runs. And maybe another pitching change coming. And it looks like that's what it will be. That'll be the day for Garrett Ned as McMurry has extended its lead. A 3-run frame so far. We'll see if they get more when we come back. Welcome back to Seguin, Texas, as the Bulldogs turn to their 5th arm of the day. It's Vlario Prado, who makes his season debut. Comes in to a 10-run game. 2 down and a runner on first, but faces Colin Bruning. Bruning 1 for 2 with a double, takes strike 1. He's also been hit by a pitch and walked.
And Prado starts him off with a nice little breaking ball. I think it caught Bruning by a little bit of surprise.
Goes after that pitch. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, so breaking ball and then come back with the heat. And now you've got Bruning all confused.
See if he can finish the job on this pitch. 0-2. Line to the other way into left field, and another base hit for McMurry. Second hit of the day for Colin Bruning.
On one hand, I like being aggressive. You've come in, you've had a lot of 3-pitch strikeouts when you've brought guys in. Don't mind it. But with the way McMurray has been starting to hit the ball here the last 2 innings, you might want to see if you can get him to chase one instead of leave one out over the plate.
Scout Smith now up to bat. 2 for 3 today. Single and a double, and ropes one into left field down the line. Rolling towards the wall. 1 run is in. Bruning will stop at third. It's an RBI double for Scout Smith, his 2nd one of the game. 5th RBI today.
Yeah, he's got 5 RBIs. You could argue that, if the bases would have been loaded and not for the pass ball, he should have 6. Just doing the damage, and he got everything started back in the 3rd inning, and he just continues to rake as he comes up every single time. As you mentioned, 3 for 4 on the day with 2 extra base hits. That's, I don't remember what he did on Friday, but that's starting to get into maybe player of the week territory.
Four runs now in the frame for McMurray. And it looks like we have a pinch hitter. If I can read the number correctly, I believe it's Chase Lynch who's coming for the Warhawks. And it is indeed. Lynch hitless this season. Looking for his first opportunity to get him involved. The score being out of hand the way it is, an 11-run game. Replaces Jackson Rea, and this is lined into center field, a base hit. Bruning comes in to score. Smith right behind him being waved around, a 2 RBI single. And it's 15-2 Warhawks.
Yeah, the freshman from Waco coming in, and I think probably putting the exclamation point on this one.
The first hit of Lynch's McMurry career. And back-to-back 6-run innings for the Warhawks.
Looks like Coach Lee is just turning over the roster here, as this will be Mason Schultz.
Replaces Jeremiah Enriquez. Prado misses inside and low. Enriquez with 2 walks today. Also struck out and grounded out. Now on the bench. Get to watch the rest of this one. A lot of these guys getting the rest of the day off. This one hit to shallow center. Spires ranges over and ends the inning, but not before McMurry strikes again. Another 6-run frame as they've really taken over in this one. Welcome back to the campus of Texas Lutheran University. Hagen Tate is done, pitches 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 earned runs, in line to get the victory in today's game. So he's replaced by Brian Biggs. 1 appearance, 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, but no earned runs, as he'll try and take this one the rest of the way. Caleb Small will lead off the inning. Was up to bat when McMurry ended the frame on a caught stealing. Strike called. That feels like it was yesterday.
Oh, that does.
I'm surprised I remembered it.
It's a long top of the 6th inning. McMurry with a flurry of runs.
A McFlurry of runs?
As you will.
Strike called. Count 1-2 for Biggs. think there's a McDonald's right down the road if McMurry wants to crush a McFlurry.
Pick one up on the way out. Head back towards Abilene. Now this
outside, 2-2.
This series has been pretty heavily one-sided towards TLU over the last couple of years, and then even all time. I think 10-2 since 2017 in favor of the Bulldogs.
Fouled off by Small, maybe still in play, but goes a bit too far. Those 2 wins for McMurry just coming last season.
Yep.
Their first year in the conference.
And this being their last year in the conference.
Quick trip.
Pretty lucrative for McMurray, as you will. I'm sure people understand what was given to them as returning back to the ASC.
Small takes strike 3 for strikeout of the day for Biggs.
But you look around the ballpark here at Cottesville, and you see the ASC banners for the Bulldogs when they were in the conference years back. They've got a chance now to kind of be the dominant force of the SCAC kind of going forward. Not that you necessarily want to take that crown because everybody else left, but I wouldn't say that they've done that because everybody left. I just think that they're kind of primed and ready to retake that. They've been there before with everybody in the conference.
Takes pitch outside. As Adam Peavy in the batter's box, only his 3rd plate appearance. Just kind of crazy to say considering McMurray's been up about 5 times now.
Yeah.
Pitch outside, 2-1. Peavy has walked and struck out in this game. We write the Bulldogs, who finished tied for 4th place in the SCAC last year and missed out on the conference tournament with a tiebreaker. Sharp grounder off the glove and into left field. See if that's a hit or an error for Peavy. It's already scored as a hit.
Pretty sharply hit. You're going to get a hit every time for that one.
So it looks like that's Schultz, who's now at 3rd base. Of course, with the pinch hitting, some substitutions defensively.
Yeah. How good is this program? Well, your worst year, you missed out on the conference tournament because of a tiebreaker. That was your worst year in the past, I'd say, 10 to 15.
Swing and a miss from Sprentzel. 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. It's a team that's used to being in the postseason and competing for it. Lined in the right field, a base hit. So back-to-back singles for TLU.
Got something going. Now you got Barrera. He's gotten a bunch of hits this weekend so far.
Barrera 1 for 1 today. Also has a walk, so he's reached in both of his plate appearances. 4-hit game on Friday as well, as his average has to be soaring after this. Opposite field, hit into the air, foul. Diving attempt. Couldn't make the catch in foul ground. Colin Bruning still into the game for McMurray. Maybe not an attempt you want him to be making in a 15-2 game, considering how important he is to them.
Yeah, but almost a spectacular play. Well, we talk about a lot of foul ground. For those that watch a lot of Major League Baseball, just think the old Oakland Coliseum foul ground.
It feels that way.
That's how big this feels. It's one of the bigger ones around almost anywhere. And you don't see, it's a gem of a ballpark, say that. I know a lot of guys over the years have always enjoyed playing here, whether it's the competition being brought by TLU, but just a lot of people come into this ballpark and just love playing here.
The 0-2 pitch too far inside. Barrera had to get out of the way of it. Runners on first and second for TLU. Yeah, it's a nice vibe coming to this ballpark. They play Who Could It Be Now when the other team makes the bullpen change. I always love that. The 1-2. Hit in the air. Is it playable? No. And we'll do it again.
It's nice and cozy. You've got a pretty good seating section here if you want the bleacher seats, and you got the berm out behind the first base dugout.
Well, what I learned about the berm is you have to watch out.
You have to be careful. You're not coming out here to read a book.
There is a ball rifled over there. I did not realize that could happen.
It makes you a part of the action. Been here on days when it is absolutely packed, probably 200 to 300 fans, and kids running around everywhere chasing the foul balls that go over there.
Popped up sky high, and nearly a miscommunication, but ultimately caught. Ranging in from center field, or excuse me, second base.
They finally got Brea out. That's no small task there for McMurray. Have been unable to do so often this series.
McMurray kind of used to being in this situation, getting blown out and blowing out another team. It's exactly what happened in their series against TLU. Swinging a foul ball off the bat of Cooper Jen. 0 for 1 in this game. He's also walked. Won 12-4 at TLU and also lost 17-6. And here they've lost a game 11-1 in a run rule, and on pace at least right now to secure a run rule against TLU today, 15-2.
Yeah, if anybody out there is trying to do D3 baseball efficiency ratings, McMurray's not a team you're going to enjoy.
This one lined into left center field. Peavy being waved around, and he scores. Sprenzel heads to third, and it's an RBI single for Cooper Jen, his first hit of the day.
Jim's been flashing it out there with some pretty solid defensive play over at second. And now he contributes offensively with an RBI. Cuts that lead down a little bit. See if they can avoid that dubious tag of being run ruled. They still got some work to do.
They'll warrant a quick meeting. Shortstop Sylvester joining the pitcher and catcher.
Players only meeting with Biggs.
Hollis, the catcher, in there as well.
Freshman on the mound, even though he's played. So probably just settle him down.
Cole Craven's up to bat. Had the double in the last inning. Chops one to third. Muffed. The throw across the diamond, not in time. And it brings in a run as TLU has scored 2 in the frame. RBI for Cole Cravens. They do score that a hit.
Pretty sharply hit right down the line.
Now the 9-hole hitter, Spires. The center fielder, 0 for 2 in this game. Big swing and a miss. Count 0-1. Runners on first and second. As TLU in territory to maybe avoid the run rule now. The run, they would need to do that on first base right now.
Shout out to our home play him up, who I think he just took that one off the protector. Now those guys got padding, but still doesn't feel great when you take a pitch. I don't know if he fouled it off or if he just missed it entirely.
I would assume he fouled it off. Though tough to tell. Head coach Josh Lee will orchestrate a meeting now. Trying to settle down Biggs. Nobody up in the pen, so this seems to be his game to close out.
Yeah. And a nice move here by Lee. Usually when somebody takes a ball off the body somewhere, you want to just, take a moment, let them recover.
Mm-hmm.
So Coach Lee going out and just saying, like, hey, let's call a quick mound meeting. He probably just went out there to say, hey, just calm down, you're good. Not necessarily about the mound meeting, but more so maybe just give our umpire here just another few seconds of recovery time.
Everybody ready to go once again. The 0-1 pitch. Gets the bunt down, but rolls foul. As Spires gets the news and has to go back.
And good job for Biggs to hustle over. Seen a few bunts down those third base lines. They drift foul, and then all of a sudden, then they drift just back in. And then they stop in fair territory, and you're like, oh, that's not great.
Not good. Basically a free base hit if that happens. Doing all the little right things, even in a game that's out of hand at this point. The 0-2 pitch with 2 down in the inning. Hit in the air to center field. Ranging back, and it's going all the way to the wall. 1 run comes in, another sprinting around. As Spires will stop at third base with a 2 RBI triple.
Yeah, gave it a ride into the left center gap. And it was a run for Paul, and he almost pulled off a spectacular catch.
Laid out completely trying to get it. Ends up falling over his head. He's had a couple of diving attempts throughout this series to try and catch a ball.
Unable to pull off what Spires did on Friday night. With the Flow Sports fantastic feat of the day. Making that diving catch on Friday. And Paul unable to come up with it. I thought he got the glove on it, but it just couldn't corral. And now they have knocked off that dubious honor here, being down 10. So
this one hit the other way by Bourgeois into foul ground. The leadoff man up once again, 0 for 3 in this game with 2 strikeouts. Opportunity to add another run on for TLU, who finds himself down 9. Pitch outside, 1-1. A 4-run inning for the Bulldogs.
This is why when you've got an opportunity to put a team away, get that run roll, move on, you kind of have to do it, because Division III games can get wacky really quick.
There is some action in the McMurry bullpen now. Right-hander up and throwing. The lefty Biggs working. 2 down, the 1-1 pitch. Outside 2-1. The runner on third is Spires after his 2 RBI triple. Talk about how Texas Lutheran led Division III in triples last year. High fly ball, center field. Paul going back all the way to the warning track and makes the catch. As Bourgeois gave that ball a ride to end the inning, TLU strikes back with 4 runs to cut this to a 9-run deficit. McMurry will have their opportunity to respond in the 7th when we come back.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Welcome back to Cott Isbell Field. McMurry leads TLU 15-6 as this first pitch is lined to short. And Bourgeois makes the jumping catch for quick out number 1.
This is the same game that we were at the first part of the day, right? Where we had 4 innings played but only 1 hit?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Continuation.
15 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Warhawks. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors here for the Bulldogs. That has been a wild 2 innings here in the 5th and 6th.
Noah Solis, the first year into the game. Played at shortstop in the second game of that doubleheader on Friday. Had some nice defensive plays. Takes a pitch inside. McMurry no longer in position to get the run rule. They need 1 run in this inning to set that up.
Kind of feel like that momentum may have just pendulum back over to TLU's side if they can get some runs going in the bottom half of the 7th, get some strong defensive play here, get out of this top half of the 7th and go on to score again. I don't know. We've seen some stranger things than that.
We have indeed. 2-0. Takes a strike. It's Division III baseball. You can never truly call it over. This would be quite the comeback, being down 15-2 in the 6th.
And it's still a long way to go, but I don't know. Just starting to get some feeling around here that it's not impossible.
Now the 3-1 after that last pitch missed. Inside, ball 4, and Solis comes in as a pinch hitter and gets the walk. And it looks like another substitution coming in. Nolan Ammerman will replace Buski.
A lot of freshmen on this team. Of course, they had so many depart from last year's team. An opportunity for these guys to get a little bit of action in and kind of get settled in for the season, the long season that's going to be ahead.
Popped up sky high. Cravens has a play and makes the catch for out number 2. We'll turn the lineup over. Hayden Grooms comes into the game. He replaces Beckham Paul. Comes in as a pinch hitter. So it was Paul defensively in that last half inning. But now Grooms getting the at-bat. We're trying to speak this comeback into existence almost just for our own entertainment, but it'd be interesting if it does happen because of how many starters McMurray's pulled.
I think both teams doing the right thing here. I think if you're Coach Lee, you're like, hey, I got an opportunity to get guys in. They need to go out there and perform. They need to do their job. We've built up this lead. They should be able to go do it.
Here's a fly ball to right. Small camps under it and makes the catch to end a scoreless 7th. First scoreless frame the Bulldogs have gotten since the 4th inning. It's time for us to stretch here in Seguin. 15-6. McMurray with the lead. Welcome back to Cott Isbell Field, where the Warhawks have the 9-run lead and a new pitcher on the mound, Adam Trevino. One appearance this season, 1 2/3 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts in that appearance, no walks, no earned runs. As he tries to protect this 9-run lead. TLU got some momentum in that last frame. 4-run inning for them. Elizondo batting from the 2 spot. Base hit in his last time up in the 5th inning.
It's the only hit at the top of the order for TLU today.
Pitch outside.
The rest of their lineup has come alive in the last 2 innings.
Trevino 2-0. Pitch high, now 3-0. Elizondo, the only batter not to have a plate appearance in the last inning that saw TLU score 4 runs. Collected 5 hits in the frame. 4 singles and then the 2 RBI triple from Caleb Spires. Pitch finds the zone, strike called. And that's probably the last thing you want to do is walk this batter, being up 9 runs. And Elizondo being the leadoff man.
Here you got 3, 4, 5 in the order right behind him.
That's one fouled right above us. Almost had to get new glass for the press box. Count runs full after the foul ball. The 3-2. Elizondo hits one into right field. Ranging over and making the catch.
Trevino, a good job fighting back. Gets the easy fly ball out from Elizondo, but I think a big chance here for TLU, even without the runner on. You can get 3, 4, 5 going, especially with PV on deck now. You get a guy up for him. You got Small, a chance to get on base for him, and then Sprinzel after Barea. This is the tough part of the lineup that you got to face. So,
a couple new outfielders for McMurray. Ammerman making that last catch in right. Grooms now out in center, replacing Beckham Paul. Caleb Small up. Struck out in his last 2 plate appearances. He's also grounded out 0 for 3 today. Sends a chopper to short. And Solis makes the throw. No, hits the ground. A little wild, and that will be the first error of the game for either of these 2 teams.
You got your base runner on. Yeah, just uncharacteristic. It looked like he had him beat. Just couldn't get the ball secured over at first in time.
So the E6 allows Caleb Small to reach, and now it is Adam PV, and this is the part of the order that did all the damage in that last frame for TLU. A 4-run 6th inning. Throw to first to check on Small, dives back safely. PV, a base hit, a strikeout, and a walk in this game, his 4th plate appearance. That ball gets away. Small rounding second. He's going to go to third now. Throw in is not in time. Heads up base running by Caleb Small. As Hollis was a little slow to get the ball back.
Already playing with house money, getting on first on the error. Heads up base running. Now you got a guy standing at third. It should be 2 outs, nobody on. 90 feet away from just making another dent into that lead.
Now the job a little easier for PV. Big swing and a miss. Count 1-1. Hollis just a little lackadaisical getting the ball. I don't even think it occurred to him that Small would round second. Went into third base. That's where he is now, 1-1. Inside out swing and a foul ball well out of play. Count 1-2.
Now PV may have to rethink his approach here.
Big swing and a miss, and the strikeout that McMurray needed. Good job by Hollis hanging on to it off the foul tip.
A nice slider there from Trevino. And type of pitch you need to have when you've got a guy that might have to be shortening a swing a little bit to get a piece of it. Roll it right out of the strike zone and have him chase. It's already shortening the swing, so it's going to be a little bit tougher.
Sprenzel, the DH, now up. Base hit the last time he was up. He's flown out in his other two at-bats. Caleb Small still waiting on third. 2 down in the inning. First pitch, strike 1. Same pitch, strike 2. Trevino trying to work around an error. And then a wild pitch that ended up giving up 2 bases.
Yeah, it felt like Sprenzel was probably thinking that was going to be an off-speed pitch. Reacting a little late to the fastball.
Swing and a miss. Ball still on the ground. And the throw to first in time to end the inning. So now we'll head to the 8th here in Seguin. 15-6, McMurray still with the lead.
More than dream of a better world. Make it happen with a TLU degree. Texas Lutheran University provides one-on-one opportunities for students to build their college resumes. As freshmen and sophomores, our students are already performing research with a professor, presenting at conferences, and building their portfolios to apply for graduate schools and professional health programs. The world needs you. Answer your calling. TLU. Learn boldly. Live to inspire. Learn more at tlu.edu.
Welcome back to the campus of Texas Lutheran University. McMurray still with the 9-run lead, and Tatum Black set to lead off the inning. Black with 3 walks and a base hit today. He's reached 4 times. One of the few McMurray starters that has not been pulled from this game. Same with Colin Bruning, who waits on deck from his first base position. Prado still the pitcher for TLU. Fired strike 1. Talked about the season last year for TLU, how they came so close to making the SCAC tournament. A stretch where they lost 8 of 9 conference games, where they played pretty much all the teams that made the tournament. Fouled off, out of play, count now 0-2. It was really what killed them was not being able to beat those teams. 1-11 against teams that made the conference tournament last season, including the critical sweep to St. Thomas. Ball high, now 1-2. TLU hoping to change that already with the series victory today. Regardless of the outcome of this game. Pitch too far inside, now 2-2 to Black.
Yeah, when you've got a conference as good and deep as the SCAC, these games matter a whole bunch. But it's also the games against teams that are not as competitive that you really have to take advantage of, because you're going to assume that everybody's got those games handled. And so if you come up empty against one of those teams at the bottom of the division, then that's really going to set you back another half game and make it tough. And that's kind of what happened last year for TLU too. This one, you got the series win. If you get a series win and everything, you're going to be sitting fine for the tournament. Go in, play, and get hot at the right time. We've seen them do that before. Have great success. So, the game plan can be there. It's a team that returned a lot of people this year. And they still got a lot of room to grow. But at the same time, they should be in that tournament. And both of these teams, I think, really should be there and making for a fantastic run. But again, the SCAC still, even I think we were talking about it early in the game. We went to inning break, and I don't think we ever brought it back up. But you lost Southwestern and Trinity, who have both been to that tournament a whole bunch over the last few years as they moved to the SAA. So it opens up a few spots, and then they get immediately fielded by McMurray and Concordia. So it's like, we're still fighting, we're still battling.
This is lined to center field. And the catch made by Spires, who ranges over. One down in the inning after the count had run all the way full on Black.
Yeah, I think nationally, the West region, the South, the games played here in Texas, they get a lot of recognition. A lot of these teams get highly ranked early on in the season. You got teams that jump out and do a great job early on. I expect TLU to be getting some votes early on, especially if they can, handle their business early on in the season.
Line to center field and a base hit for Colin Bruning. His second base hit of the game. Third hit in total. As McMurray offense just keeps churning.
Yeah, to go along with that, though, I think there are, you look around the mid-tier teams in this conference, and what sometimes the ASC has done when they were a bigger conference, and the SCIAC teams out in the West that have also been really good as, a 22-18 team that would be stellar most places.
Ball gets away on the pick attempt, and Bruning will go all the way to second base. It was Cravens who tried the pick. It looked like there was some space between the bag and Bruning. An opportunity to maybe nab him, but it gets away into right field.
Yeah, try to steal it out. You can put a guy on, but just not on the cards. Now he's in scoring position and could end this game an inning early.
Breaking ball finds the zone. Strike call to Scout Smith. Smith, a 3-hit day, 2 doubles and a single. Opportunity to add on another RBI. He's got 5 of them already today. Lines one, but foul down the third base line.
Yeah, just continue on with the quality of play here in the West, though. I mean, you've got teams that are 22-18 that would be unbelievably stellar in some of the other regions around the country, and so the talent pool is there, and you're also recruiting against that same talent pool, so it gets diluted in some ways, because you could be a great program and still not be able to pull in enough guys and kind of be the peak of your area, even though you're probably deserving of that. And so
many great teams out west and great programs. Just look out to California and then here in Texas. This one lined into right field. And Bruning will stop at third, so Smith unable to add a 6th RBI, but a 4th hit on the day.
Yeah, 4 hits on this day. That's not too shabby.
Not bad at all.
Not bad. They had 1 hit through 4 innings combined, both teams, and one of them was his. One was his. So but he's continued to rake here. 6 total bases, 5 RBI. It's not a bad day at the plate.
And it looks like that will bring us to a pitching change. Another arm coming in for the Bulldogs when we come back.
Flow Sports has changed the game. We created the essential destination NCAA fans deserve. Together, Flow College and NCAA conferences, institutions, and teams have taken all collegiate sports to the next level.
Oh my goodness! Back to Jones. She lets it fly from deep, and she buries it. Oh, a wraparound. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
The new collegiate record belongs to Parker Valby.
In front, Stockfish, offload shot, score!
Smith making 3. That is crushed.
It's a touchdown!
Welcome back to Seguin, Texas. Another arm on the mound for TLU. Carter Conroy, the senior, comes in with runners at the corners for McMurray as he faces Lynch, who's up to bat. Had a 2 RBI single in his only plate appearance and lines one down the left field line.
I'm gonna
Call
say
it a foul ball. Ooh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I thought it hit the line.
That looked pretty fair to me.
But not a whole lot of argument here from, I believe that's Coach Lee over at third, or third base coach. So
the McMurray dugout have a really good look at that as well.
Yeah.
Right down the line, and not too much protest.
We'll take their word for it. Good call.
Chase Lynch, the first year, nearly had his second hit of the game and his career. 0-1. Takes that pitch low.
Good showing. Had the single earlier. Then rips that one.
How big this outfield is. That could have been a 2 RBI single as well. Or double, I guess. Pitch outside. Runner goes. And a stolen base as Cravens does not throw. So Scout Smith goes the 90 feet. Now 2 runners in scoring position. McMurray trying to restore their double-digit lead. And time called.
Yeah, this could be a big at-bat.
Talk about all the departing players for McMurray. TLU retaining most of their lineup from last year. With the exception of Cash Durkin, who led the team in average OPS and home runs. Outside of that, remains consistent. Pitch outside 3-1. So two teams in kind of different situations, with both looking for the same end goal and with similar expectations for the year. TLU more of a bounce back. McMurry just trying to sustain what they did last year. The 3-1 to Lynch. Chopped to the mound. And the throw to first in time. Able to look back the runners. No advancement.
Yeah, Smith was almost a little over anxious trying to get to third and almost caused it to be a double play, but was able to get back. No harm, no foul for him. Looking around the rest of the SCAC, it was Concordia 12-2 over Dallas. And in Game 1, Austin College took a 9-7 victory over Laterno. They were playing in Game 2 here shortly. And Ozarks up 5-1 over Westminster out of Missouri. And then the surprise of the day, Schreiner 13-4 over the Gents in Kerrville. So maybe Schreiner could be for real this year.
Another pinch hitter in for McMurray, as this is Flores checking into the game. Ball high, count now 2-0. Diego Flores, the sophomore, local from Abilene. Strike called, now 2-1. Of course, you mentioned all the scores from out of town. Schreiner definitely the surprising one. This ball's hit high into the air. Shallow center field. And Spires comes in to make the catch. It sends us to the bottom of the 8th. TLU still down 9 when we come back. Welcome back to the campus of Texas Lutheran University. Chase Bourgeois to lead things off for the Bulldogs. Top of the order. Or excuse me, this is Barrera. Takes ball 1. Barrera flew out the last time he was up. He's also singled and walked in this game. They have had a hard time getting him out in this series. Pops one up sky high. Hollis giving it a look, but it's out of play.
Yeah, the Warhawks finally got Barrera out his last time up. Let's see if he can turn the tables on him here. It is a 9-run lead. Not insurmountable. You got to get it going here at the top of the inning. Got to get runners on.
We've certainly seen crazier things. Not much crazier, but crazier.
This would be up there. This would definitely be up there, but not, maybe not the very top. It was 15-2. It might be up there.
Ball high, 2-1. I don't know. There was that Trinity Babson game that we obviously saw 2 years ago. It was 15-4 in the 8th inning.
Yeah.
And they scored all 11 runs in the 8th inning.
Point of that story, it's doable.
It's doable, yeah. Some weird things can happen here. Such a big ballpark.
A team that can hit. They just got to get it going.
2-2 from Trevino. Hit in the air, shallow center. And making the catch is Grooms for out number 1. That won't help.
Yeah, a little bit underneath it. Sure, they're trying to get the fly balls, trying to get the hard line drives, and just not able to answer Trevino here lately.
It's one of the things we haven't really seen today, are balls driven out to right field like we maybe expected. The wind carrying out there so much. Cooper Jen now in the batter's box. Base hit the last time he was up, 1 for 2 today. He's also walked. Takes a ball.
But Jen, why we're still here? Had that 2 RBI single last time up.
Game that would have been over in a run rule had that not happened. We will be playing 9 innings today. Jen puts this one into left field. Ball going back at the wall, and the catch is made. Tatum Black ranging all the way back to the warning track to make that grab.
That one maybe a little wind-aided as it is moving dead center out now as opposed left to right. Probably needed just a little bit more height to get it to carry a little bit further, or just hit it a little bit harder, but definitely gave me hope that might leave the park here. But on a day when the wind's blowing out, we still don't have anything that's been even, I would say, relatively close.
That may be the closest one. Craven's a swing and a miss.
Yes.
2 down quickly in this inning.
Yeah, Smith's first hit of the game was basically, what was that? Short hop off the center field wall, basically, the right or left center gap. That was pretty well hit, but it never really got up. It was just a line shot out there. If you're thinking about home runs, that probably was the closest.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Cole Cravens, who's had some big hits in this series.
Some big saves behind the plate, too.
Had one today. Full extension. Across his body as well to stop that ball from getting to the backstop. The 0-2. Trevino going for a 1-2-3 inning. Ball fouled off, out of play, off the end of the bat. TLU does not pull off the miraculous. This will be their first loss of the season, the 5-0 start. Getting into conference play. Pitch misses low, 1-2.
I believe you said they finished their season last year against McMurry as well.
They
did not. Okay, so
finished it against Schreiner. Ended on a good sweep and a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Trevino gets the 1-2-3 inning that sends us to the 9th inning in Seguin. McMurray with the 9-run lead.
I chose TLU because I like the one-on-one that I get with my professors.
Being able to talk to all the professors one-on-one, they're definitely helpful in deciding like what I can do with my degree and then how to get into those different fields.
I liked the tour of the campus.
Like, I liked seeing how everything was really close together. Our classes now from like first year and second year are all in the lab, so we have our own like space that we can go to for studying.
Well, I chose TLU because I had met some people who were in the program and they told me some good things about it. It's a smaller school, so I feel like I was going to get more of that one-on-one type of learning.
I get to, be more hands-on with patients and more engaged with my preceptors and my professors and my classmates as well.
Top of the 9th inning here in Seguin. McMurray with the 9-run lead and a new pitcher on the mound for Texas Lutheran, or not really a pitcher, I should say. It's Braden Sprenzel.
Yeah, not new to this game.
It's that part of the program. Position players are pitching. He pitches to Hollis. Lined out to short his last time up.
He's looking pretty good with his first 2 deliveries.
Here's the third one. Yeah, he's got some stuff.
Yeah.
All right. We underestimated you. I did not know your game.
Yeah, this is not your typical position player
Doesn't
pitching.
seem
This
like
is this is a pitcher playing a position,
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's quite the Kike Hernandez.
getting back in.
Gets a ground ball. Bourgeois fields it in time and gets the first out of the inning.
One for 4 at the plate, and he's already got it out here defensively.
Gets the 6-3 ground out, and now it's Solis, the shortstop. His second plate appearance, walked in his first one. Pops one up. Shallow center. Wind carries it a little further back, but the catch still made by Spires. And quickly 2 outs. Maybe he should have been going a little earlier.
Yeah.
So Sprenzel has gotten the first 2 batters he's faced as Ammerman now steps into the batter's box. 1 at bat for him, a fly out to right, takes strike 1.
Feels like a massive frame job by Cravens on that call.
Doesn't get that one. 1-1. Sprenzel to DH, pitching currently. So he's basically Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
This one fouled off, high and out of play. Count 1-2. And yeah, it's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Saw Eli Frank at the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, plays first base and pitches pretty regularly. This one fouled above us, out of play.
My only question is does he have billboards all over campus like Ohtani's got like all over Japan?
I don't know how much
be-
of a
that'd
local
be the-
celebrity he is.
If not, somebody needs to get on that.
And gets the strikeout to end the inning. So a 1-2-3 frame for Sprenzel sends us to the bottom of the ninth. TLU needs some runs if they want to come back.
Play harder.
And the go-ahead run comes across. Bulldogs on top.
Respect everyone.
Play hard, but play fair.
Cheer for your team, not against the visiting team.
Respect opposing players, coaches, and fans.
This is the SCAC.
Welcome back. Bottom of the ninth in Seguin, Texas. Tyler Helpensteel pinch hitting. Trevino still on the mound. Sends a chopper to short. Solis can't spin and throw. Lost it on the transfer. And we'll see if that goes down as a base hit. They call it an error.
Ooh.
So the second error of the game on Solis.
That's a tough error. But runner on for TLU. That is job number one. Get runners on. You need at least 9 runners.
Sets up the top of the order. Bourgeois. Trying to capitalize on the E6. A big swing and a foul ball.
Bourgeois trying to make up for his entire day on one swing. 0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts. Not the day at the plate that he wanted. Came in hitting 347. That'll obviously be down, but opportunity to continue on and do a job here.
Check swing goes foul down the first base line. That would have been an unfortunate out if that had stayed fair. Reminds me of the Michael Lustino one that we saw last year, covering a Trinity game where it went behind his head and hit the bat, went into fair territory, and the catcher threw him out. Hope I described that well enough. It was one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Did he go? Yes. Bourgeois strikes out the dreaded hat trick.
Never want to wear the hat. So go 0 for 5 on the day. That'll bring up Elizondo. Yeah, the ball finding the bat and then going into fair territory for an out. Starting to happen more common. Maybe it's just social media and everybody posting it, but you're starting to see it a little bit more than I felt like I've ever seen it in the past. But unfortunate things we talked about, like bunts that roll foul and then come back in and just land in fair territory without anybody covering, and crazy ways to get on base, and then crazy ways to be like, how did I get out?
Trevino misses 2-0. Elizondo with a base hit in this game. He's also flown out, lined out, and struck out. 1 for 4 in total. 1 down, runner on first after the E6. Swing and a miss. Game that was delayed 24 hours due to rain yesterday. McMurry having to stay an extra day than intended, but making it worthwhile so far. The 9-run lead. Back-to-back cuts and misses from Elizondo. After this, the Bulldogs will head to Houston to play St. Thomas. Get another crack at that series where they got swept last year. The team that took what they believed probably should have been their spot in the SCAC tournament. They just won one of those games. Throw to first, bit offline. The other thing that haunted TLU from last year was they lost a random game to Austin College. And it's one of those situations where you look back, if you had won any of the games you'd lost in conference, you would have been in. And that one may be the one that haunts you the most. Slider gets the zone for strike 3. And back-to-back strikeouts for Trevino.
Yeah, Trevino looking really strong here to close it out on the back end for McMurray.
Warhawks 1 out away. They'll have to go through Caleb Small. Reached on an E6 the last time he was up. He's also struck out twice and grounded out. So 0 for 4 on the day all told. Runner goes, throw to second, not in time. And a stolen base for Helpensteele.
Yeah, take it while it's there. Maybe plate another. The task with 2 down is, it's not impossible, but you are at the base of the cliff looking straight up.
And this is the part when I play the show where you just steal all the bases because of defensive indifference.
Take the freebie.
Swing and a miss. Now 1-1. McMurray's record will go to 3-4 after today. 1-2 in conference. Get ready to get further underway into their second and final SCAC season. Trying to make the tournament in both years. Pitch just misses on the outside part of the plate. 1-2. Trevino trying to strike out the side. There's strike 3, outside edge. And that is how this game ends. McMurray with the dominating 15-6 win to salvage a game in the series.
Yeah, about what we expected out of the series as we came in. We figured it would probably go 2-1 to somebody. 2 top teams here in the SCAC, and long schedule ahead. Everybody just starting conference play this week, so that season it's going to be a gauntlet for both. They get probably Concordia's up there. I'd say there's a few others that you could say are up there, going to be battling. So you still got some tough series ahead, but this one's over with. TLU's perspective, they won the series, so that's a great start. Would have loved to have gotten today, but it doesn't diminish from where you're at. 5-1 on the young season, and a great start to the season for them. Just wasn't there today, but it's hard to beat a great team 3 times, and that's these 2 programs. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of getting swept all the time. So, pretty solid day here for baseball. The sun was out. A lot better than yesterday, and really not a whole lot to complain about.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. That'll do it for us here in Seguin. Cole Isaacson and Josh Muchagemba on the call, bringing you Texas Lutheran baseball. Thanks for tuning in.
Sorry.